The P, the U, the R, the E, the B, the O, the Y, the S, it's Pure Boys. Hold up, it's Pure Boys.
Yeah, I got two throats.
The P, the U, the R, the E, the B, the O, the Y, the S, it's Pure Boys. Hold up, it's Pure Boys.
Say what?
Yeah. What's up, Fudge Packers? Welcome to Pure Boys Podcast. I'm Adam and Urine.
And I'm Super Cream. I'm getting ready. This new background is really giving me the spirit. I'm feeling God's holy light. And I'm Steve, ready to take it.
Perfect. Well, that's great because this week we're talking about welcome to year 2 of Pure Boys Podcast. And we're kicking things off right by starting with 2021's Pureflix original, Love on the Rock, starring David Anthony Roy White and written by Tommy Blaze the Blaze Man. We're back where we belong, baby.
And I feel like the listener should definitely rent this on YouTube for, I think, $4.99.
Yeah, if you can't,
it's worth the money. You're gonna nut. Pinnacle Peak brings out a great presentation, and we'll get into it, I guess.
For sure we will. If you're looking to nut to this movie, make sure to get the international poster for it because the main female lead is wearing a thong bikini bottom on the international poster, but on the Pureflix website, it's the exact same picture, but they photoshopped like baggy shorts onto her instead. So if you're looking at nut, get the international one. That's got your nut all over it.
International. Hey. Me likey, I didn't know this information. That's new to me.
Well, I always like to look these movies up on IMDb to see just if there's any trivia and, of course, to just look at all the cast and love it and revel in the fun they must have had. But I noticed, like, damn, the poster for this movie is, like, very revealing, and that can't be correct. Like, it's like a high-cut, waisted thong. She's showing a lot of skin and a lot of pubic area. And then when I looked on Pureflix, I paused the movie while watching on Pureflix and went, wait a minute, where's all that pubic area? Where's the midriff? There's not even a midriff on her. They've made her shirt longer. So actually, they probably just made her, like, the international one's the edited one for sure. They just, like, sexied her up for that one. The picture that was originally used was definitely her in a long baggy shirt and baggy cargo shorts. And they went, ugh, what man would see a movie with that kind of woman in it?
European Christians are freaky, and they'll take a look at a pelvis once in a while.
They want it. They want to see it. They want to go to the island where St. Paul murdered a bunch of people or something and stare at those hips.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Vatican approved of this new edit to sexy the title up. I'm sure this went through all the higher channels.
It must have. All the way up to Pope ? I don't know who the Pope is right now. It's not John Paul II, and that's the last one I can remember. So,
what? Yeah. David A.R. White is now a globetrotter. He is setting trends across the world.
Yeah.
This is huge. This is a big way to break off our second year.
Yeah, for sure. This is Pureflix stepping up in the world and going like, we can shoot on location in Malta just like anybody else. Well, yeah. That's true. You can. So, but before we get too far into Malta and whether or not this woman has a sexy pelvis or not, we, of course, need to put our hands together firmly and hardly and push them hard together and do the Pure Boys prayer.
I don't know. I kind of want to talk about the pelvis now that you brought it up.
All right, well, let's take a minute here. What do you think about her pelvis in this movie?
The International poster really gets you ready for it.
Ooh, chef's kiss.
You know you're in for some kind of foreign European-speaking love interest, and that's what I'm ready for. How about yourself?
I'm here for accents. I want to hear those accents, and I want to hear very real, believable accents out of people playing Russians and Maltesians and French people and all kinds of different places from around the world, yet they all kind of sound like they're the same accent. So really great work. But again, we'll get into how sexy this movie is soon. Let's place our hands together for the Pure Boys prayer. God bless our podcast.
God bless all podcasts.
We love you. Amen.
Strength in numbers. Strength in hands.
That's right. 27 bones in the hand, or whatever.
It helps the energy get up to heaven to where God is.
That's just it. Align your chakras. Align them with the heavens. Place your thumbs on your third eye and your crown chakra and just shoot that energy right to God's beehole.
You have a third eye? I haven't got one yet.
Oh, yeah. It's like, right there. It's poking on it.
Nah, that can't be right.
Well, not according to any of the books that I've read. It's all that doesn't exist. So
cool.
Hey, we have a lot of fun on this show, but sometimes we have to get serious, and sometimes there's very serious questions that need to be asked. And so, Steve, I have a very serious, important question for you. Whomst was the Bagger Vance of Courageous?
There's a lot of answers here. Almost too many to handle. The Kendrick brothers are a good choice. God is always a great choice. But for this one, I'm going with the dead little girl.
Fair enough. May I ask why?
She dies.
Yeah.
She's also in dreams and really pushing the father to become great. Like, that's the inciting incident as far as God is concerned. And it really brings in religion into its bright spot.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, without her, Dr. Alex Kendrick would just be a boring dad.
A brilliant man, but a boring dad. Now, Adam, this begs the question. I've been thinking about asking you this for a while.
Sure.
Whom's do you believe is the Bagger Vance of Courage?
Well, first of all, Steve, thanks so much for asking. And to me, the Bagger Vance of Courageous, obviously, is going to be our boy Reggie. Yes, he might be slanging drugs from the cops. He might be stealing drugs and slanging them, but ultimately, he helps motivate Coach, whatever his name is, Coach Orion, to be the best cop that he can be and to really step up for God and for his community. And even though he isn't able to walk in those shoes and walk in that sound with the Lord, he's always there, being a supportive friend. So that's my Bagger Vance.
That synced up. I wanted to say more, but it synced up with the music too beautifully.
Oh, well, thank you. Segment over.
He's the Bagger Vance.
That's my Bagger Vance, yeah. I'm really getting the hang of who Bagger Vance is in these things.
Yeah, without knowing whom the Bagger Vance is, not seeing the movie, I mean, you're really locking in. And I can see the love pouring out of you.
I can't wait to maybe one day see Will Smith, Matt Damon, Charlize Theron in a Robert Redford production of maybe presented by TriStar Pictures of The Legend of Bagger Vance.
I forgot Theron is in it. I think it's the love interest for Bagger Vance.
She's a ghost woman from the 12th century. Yeah. She's a ghost cave woman.
Like, Bagger Vance is obviously like a non-see-through ghost, and she's like a see-through ghost.
Oh, he's like, this is my girlfriend. Maybe you can't see her. Like, we have a hard time seeing eye to eye about stuff. And they go, oh, that's very good.
Oh, that's a good quip. Yeah, I like that. Are we going to play golf now or what?
Yeah, they go, oh, is it because you're black? And he's like, oh, no, I'm a ghost. And she's a ghost. She's got no legs. She's just got a bed sheet.
You can't see through me. I'm Bagger Vance.
How could I golf if you could see through me? That doesn't make any sense, Matt Damon. Are you going to win this tournament in 1930 or what?
And the answer is, we'll find out.
One day we'll have to find out. Oh boy. Well, hey, now that we've gotten the Bagger Vance out of the way, and thankfully we came to the bottom. We got to the bottom of that. Now it's time for everyone's favorite segment of the week.
The Kevin Sorbo Tweet of the Week.
All right, I didn't look at the time of this tweet until now, but I'm not happy for you, Kevin Sorbo.
No.
Yeah, it's a late night creep. He's creeping at night on the toilet, 6:53 p.m. on February 17th.
That's late. That's late. Maybe he had a great big lunch and it like pushed his breakfast out early or something.
He probably just like chugged a bunch of soda and ate a bunch of fried chicken on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And it's still working its way out.
Probably. And his wife's like, honey, you need to stop eating all that chicken. He's, shut up. Shut up. I'm fine. I love you.
It's Valentine's Day. I get to do what I want for once.
Here comes the glue.
I'm going to be on the toilet at 6:53 p.m. 2 days from now.
But when I'm done, I want you in bed waiting. To go, ugh, I really don't want to have sex post-dump, Kevin. I don't know, thank you.
Well, the thing about life is you're going to have sex post-dump sometime.
I mean,
it's not going to be right.
I mean, every dump is post-sex to a certain degree, but like, you know, like every moment of your life is post-dump.
I don't give a crap about that 24-hour clock nonsense.
Okay.
That's not what I'm about.
Okay. Well, what are you about then?
I'm about reading this tweet.
Yeah, baby.
You know it. I know it. We all know it. So let's not back down from doing something about it. Period.
Oh, that's the tweet. I thought that's what you were about.
No, it aligns with that. Like, I connect with him in this way for sure.
Yeah.
But, no, it was from his mouth.
That's fun. That's a fun way to stay out of Twitter jail, which I guess is a thing that people can be put in. Well, we were put in Twitter jail, I guess, for telling people to stop Asian hate.
Yeah. We were trying to stop Asian hate. It's really the first thing we ever did for society.
Yeah, we were trying to get Gravedigger the monster truck to stop Asian hate, and instead we got put in Twitter jail.
Like, put, peace in Mandarin characters on your truck. Just for one season. That's all you have to do.
Write Tiananmen Square across the bumper of Gravedigger. Please, just do that for us, Gravedigger.
Yeah, hashtag Tiananmen Square, Gravedigger rules.
That's right, yeah. Hey, from now on, Gravedigger rules, hashtag Tiananmen Square is going on every tweet we got until Asian hate stops.
We want to stop it. That's the thing about us. We're pure.
We're trying. You know the issue. I know the issue. We need to stop. We need to start doing something about the issue. Just like Kevin says, stop Asian hate. Go Gravedigger.
Stop it, please. If you're thinking about doing Asian hate in the next 24 hours, stop it.
After that, whatever the spirit moves you to do. But in the next 24 hours, no more Asian hate, okay? Promise us. Pinky swear.
Well, it's not on us if after 24 hours you decide to go back to Asian hate. We want to show you the light. You just got to step through it.
Yeah, we did our part. We said hashtag stop Asian hate. You chose to have Asian hate? Well, guess what? Segment over, so no more Asian hate. We solved it.
Did we go to the end of the song?
We were close. 18 seconds left. I got scared.
I
started to get scared. I was like, oh no. We can never
end
finish
the
that
podcast,
song.
Right?
It really would be. Yeah, that's how the last episode is going to end, with just the like and then it like fades out, or however the song ends. I don't even remember. It's been so long since I stole that off YouTube. I don't remember how it ends.
Is there a scream at the end?
Yes. Yeah. There's a blood-curdling scream.
That's cool, because more things should end with a scream. As
Yeah.
my father always said.
Yeah. Well, no, I think, didn't he say more lives need to end with a scream?
He could have. He was mumbling something like that. I didn't quite hear him.
I mean, he said it mid backflip, so it was like hard to, like his words traveled in a circle in front of us, so it was hard to kind of catch them.
He's a tumbler. Oh man, I wish I tumbled when I was a kid, getting into gymnastics.
Oh my god, I wish we could get your dad on Tumblr. That would be the dream right there. All of his fan fictions that he's written, God, that would be amazing.
Man, if you out there want to create a fan fiction about the Pure Boys, don't. We are very litigious.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Even though we gladly just take things off YouTube, we will sue you into oblivion if you even so much as quote something we've said on the show that we've probably stolen from something else. How dare you?
If you mention our fake names and characters and locations anywhere, we will come after you.
We've trademarked the phrase Adam and Steve. So don't even think about using it in some glib way to make fun of homosexuality, all right? Because we own your ass in that regard.
Yeah, we might be, cuddly in the sheets, but when it comes to the law, I can't think of a rhyme. Dang.
Nah, it's okay. Hey, when you said cuddly in the sheets, that reminded me, there was a period of time where one of my ex-girlfriends, we would do this thing. Well, I love doing this thing where if we were in bed together, I would go to hold her hand, and then she would reach for my hand, and I would just shake her hand like a business agreement. And she did not ever find that funny, and it made me do it all the time because I found it. The madder she got, the more I liked shaking her hand in bed, and that probably is what ended our relationship. But
I shake my wife's hand when she doesn't want to all the time. It's one of God's greatest gifts.
Yeah, I'm a freak in the streets, business in the sheets, baby. I'm gonna shake your hand. Hello.
Let me shake your hand.
Hey.
The amount of times I've said that to my wife is ungodly.
The amount of times you've grabbed her wrist to go, now let me shake your hand. And she goes, you're hurting me, Steve. You go, yeah.
I would never.
No, that's true. Well, I mean, he would never, unless the situation called for it.
I would never.
But unless he had no other choice, he would never. But even if he did, it's just Mustard Man. It's not actually Steve.
So what's
it's
the
just
choice?
Mustard Man.
She's about to fall in the Grand Canyon or something, and I have to grab her wrist too hard.
No, I feel like you've just met her for the first time in a business setting, and you'd like to shake her hand.
Well, that's how you get business done. You shake hands hard.
And that's the biggest thing we lost with COVID-19 is the ability to just shake a man's hand and to feel confident about it. None of this elbow touching or fist bumping, and God forbid an exploding fist bump happens. You shake a man's hand to do business with him.
Yeah, no more expense accounts, and that is bullcrap. I want to fly to Philadelphia for a day, take in a game, and then fly right back.
Yeah.
And see my wife at 8 p.m. when it's way too late.
Exactly. I want to get my hand a little bit wet and then shake everyone's hand and go, sorry, I just got out of the bathroom. And just see what they do. How do they respond?
Well, if they're a cool company, they'll do business. But if they're not a cool company, they'll probably tell you no.
If they're a really cool company, they'll smell their hand after and let you know what you're working with. How's your funk?
Disney Corporation, definitely.
You bet. But hey, we're not here to talk about Disney. We're here to talk about Pinnacle Peak Pictures presents Love on the Rock 2021, a David A.R. White classic. Truly, David A.R. White is in a renaissance right now. We saw where he started with Holy Man Undercover. We also watched, got a taste of what the future is going to hold with Beckman. And now here we are with Love on the Rock, the brand new feature from him. Just came out, I don't know, just a month or two ago? Not too long ago.
Not too long ago at all. He's sleeping like a baby. He's going to Sicily. He's going to Malta. He's getting all the shrimp from the Mediterranean.
Oh, yeah.
And he's living large.
He's going swimming with beautiful women. He's just showing off. It sure is interesting that this movie came about after his marriage with Andrea ended. That he'd be like, now I'm off to Malta to film a movie in Malta. How's that sound?
It is interesting. It's very interesting. The fact that he picks pepperoni salami and area is quite interesting as well. I think he was probably listening to the podcast and came up with this movie idea.
Of course. Yeah, of course. He was like, yeah, the boys love pepperoni salami. Well, I better call my travel agent and go, get me one flight directly to pepperoni salami, please. They went, Mamma mia.
I better get a fork and a knife because I'm going to eat some pepperoni salami.
Oh, I better call my main poonhound, Jeff Fahey, to wingman me this whole vacation.
Jeff Fahey is the best. I think he's great in this movie.
Jeff Fahey, I mean, as much as I love David Ayer White and Reggie and Chuck from Accounting and all those clowns, whenever I see Jeff Fahey show up in something, I go, this movie has clout. This movie was willing to spend the money to fly Jeff Fahey all the way to Malta. And when they said, hey, we need your salt and pepper beard and your salt and pepper long hair to just be in this movie and be beautiful. And he was like, I got no problems doing that.
Am I going to be a reverend? Well, I'm in.
Do I have to see Victoria Jackson again? No, I'm in.
Yeehaw!
Sign me up. Marriage Retreat is over. It's time for I like to imagine it's the same character from Marriage Retreat, and they sold off the retreat. Victoria Jackson died of a broken heart, and he moved to Malta.
Need some of that Malton sun.
Exactly, on his old bones.
You think he has old bones now?
Probably, yeah. I mean, he's been around for a while, yeah. God, I hope that
I'd replace him.
He's not in Beckman. Oh no, he is in Beckman. He plays the priest in Beckman. Crap. We can't that way.
He's always a priest.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, interesting. Well, yeah. I mean, hey, if you'd have watched Lawnmower Man, you'd have had way more evidence that Jay Fahey was religious as frick, but
Lawnmower Man? What's that now?
It's just a little flick that he did back in the day. It's not affiliated with Pureflix. It's not on Pureflix, so I understand how you wouldn't have seen it or came across it in your travels.
He might be my favorite new celebrity. I would shake his hand and say, I love your work. Keep doing more. Lawnmower 5 forever. And then leave. Because I want him to live his life.
Truly, I would love to meet Jeff Fahey. I have a crush on Jeff Fahey. He's like an old, handsome, confident man. And I go like, yep. I get it, dude. That's like I just want you to give me a hug and be my dad. That's what I want. And maybe I don't have a crush on him. I just want him to be my dad. And I love my dad, but if your dad was Jeff Fahey, how much cooler would your life be?
It'd be pretty cool. Can he flip though? So
good point. Yeah. No, that's a very good point. I don't know. We haven't seen any evidence of it. So I'll tell you, when he's in his VR setup in Lawnmower Man, he can do all kinds of flips. But in this, hard to say.
VR?
Yeah. One day.
Oh, that's cool.
One day we'll talk about Lawnmower Man. One day we'll watch it and we'll talk about it, and then we'll watch Beggar Vance right after, and then hell will freeze over, literally.
Okay, that's my promise to you. If you watch What's the Deal with Beggar Vance, and I watch the VR from the 80s movie, whatever it's called, we'll be done.
Can we change the Whomst is the Beggar Vance of the movie to just call What's Up with Beggar Vance? It's a much better name for it.
Yeah, maybe we'll use both interchangeably. We got a lot of episodes to get to, you know.
What's Up with Beggar Vance?
I mean, if you're in the mood, right? Life is a river.
Well, it's a highway, and I want to ride it all night long. So this movie was produced by Pinnacle Peak Pictures, who you might know.
Oh, yeah.
You might know from a little movie called Beckman. You might also know them from a little movie called Walking with Herb. They're
oh,
they are Pureflix. Like they are the in-house production company for Pureflix. They were known as Pureflix Entertainment until they rebranded to Pinnacle Peak Pictures, probably around the time that Sony purchased Pureflix in 2020, if I had to guess.
It's a great title card. You're like, what am I in the theater with Dolby 5.1?
Yes,
I think they're up to 8.1 now, though. It's crazy what Dolby be doing.
You know, when theaters were shut down, they said, what do we need to get people back in the theaters? More Dolby. Get the Dolby up. Look at your Dolby levels. They're pathetic. Those are 2016 numbers. We need to get them up to 2022 numbers.
I feel like in the summer I want to protest the theater and just have a sign that says, get the Dolby up.
More Dolby.
Hey, it might get Pure Boys on the map. You get the local newspaper down there, do a story on the Dolby protest.
Dolby is ungodly. Dolby is a tool of the devil.
Oh, yeah. Get God into it, then it's going to make national news, for sure.
I have my sign already. It says, Dolby is a tool of the devil, and I hold it up pretty much wherever I go.
But then we also want more Dolby, or are we asking, what is our request?
Well, here's the thing. We're on different sides of the coin here. In much the same way that you're really into TCU baseball and I'm really into Christian ska music right now, we're on the same path but on two different sides of it essentially. So you want more Dolby. I think Dolby is a tool of the devil. We're co-protesting because it's easier to just, throw a couple of us together. It doesn't matter if our signs make any sense. Just throw us together and then it's a big protest, right? So
presented by Pure Boys.
Yeah, sponsored by Pureflix, even though we didn't actually officially get sponsored by them.
And Sprite, even though we didn't officially get sponsored by Sprite.
Yeah, but it'll be Sprite for sure. Like, we'll definitely have the Papa John's logo there somewhere.
This is good. And we can wear our TCU outfits.
Oh my God. Listeners, I wish you could see the TCU Horned Frogs outfit that we wanted to get, but didn't because it's too expensive. But we're talking Hawaiian shirt on top. We're talking Hawaiian shorts on the bottom. We're talking a beach hat that says TCU Horned Frogs on it. Go Frogs.
Toucans all over the place. What is a boy to do?
Hey, when you think Texas Christian University, what's the first thing you think of? Toucans, of course. Slap them on a shirt.
Yeah, get them on there. As many as possible, in great number, with some very tropical trees.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if New Orleans can have a team named the Pelicans, why can't there be a team named the Toucans? That's all I'm saying.
The Pelicans.
Yeah.
Horned Frogs, go Frogs.
Go Frogs. Christian ska, go Christian ska. Listen to the Supertones. We love them.
Yeah, we do love them.
We do love them.
Yeah, we do love them.
We do love them.
Yeah, we do love them.
We do love them. And if our Pod is an Awesome Pod ever got back to us, we would have gone on there and talked about how much we love the OC Supertones, but didn't happen, so.
Are they still going?
I guess sometimes, I don't know, barely. Not like we're going. We're going all the way.
2 feet first.
Because this week, we're talking about 2021's Love on the Rock.
How excited were you when you saw the location of this movie?
Well, the first thing I heard was a little squeeze box going, and I was like, oh my God, we must be in Mama Italy. And then there we were, Sicily herself. It
blew my flippin' mind.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I said pepperoni salami to myself while watching this movie, but it was a lot.
Every new character that showed up, you go, oh, there's pepperoni salami. Oh, hey, that's pepperoni salami. Also known
Honestly, I did. That's pretty much what I did do.
The phone rings, someone picks it up. On the other end, you go, oh, it's pepperoni salami. And then you have to correct yourself and go, wait a minute. No, that's Jon Lovitz. That's not pepperoni salami. He changed his name to Jon Lovitz.
He might as well be, because he's playing a pepperoni salami. And also I call all Italian food pepperoni salami as well.
You did text me
earlier. It gets very confusing.
Yeah, you did text me earlier today and go, I'm eating a pepperoni salami pizza. And I went, well, I didn't really see anything wrong with that. And then I saw the pizza you were eating, and no, that was like a veggie pizza.
That was a Costco all-dress pizza.
Ugh, good
you know
for
those
you.
mini pizzas that are kind of gross?
I don't know them. No, I only know hot dogs.
Like Costco hot dogs, or
Yeah.
just like food in general?
Yeah, just in
hot
general.
dogs.
That's the only thing I know how to make is a hot dog.
No, I know hot dogs.
Look, Randy Travis wasn't available, so they called Jon Lovitz and they said, look, you don't even have to leave your house. Just lay in your own bed, take a Zoom video of yourself on your phone, and we'll use it in our giant blockbuster movie. And he was like, eat fresh. And that's, I don't know anything else about Jon Lovitz.
He is in movies that I've seen.
Name one. That's not this one.
Rat Race? Is he in that?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he plays Hitler in that, I think, if I remember correctly.
No, I think he's just a father that turns out to be Hitler.
Well, Hitler was a father, wasn't he? Well, I guess maybe not. Hey, this is not a political podcast.
We couldn't say one way or another, but he plays a very nice Jewish man in Rat Race,
That's
and
true.
he's the best.
And his son or his daughter is prairie dogging and poops all over a police car at one point, and Jon Lovitz is completely wasted in this movie, and I don't mean drunk. If I was talking about a drunk actor, I would say Steven Bauer is completely wasted in this movie, but I'm not. I'm talking about Jon Lovitz, who just doesn't do anything. Like, again, they should have just got Randy Travis to do it, because all you have to do is just kind of grumble and talk into your phone and grumble. That's not what Jon Lovitz is good at. He's good at being dramatic and just like us. So
acting. He goes for it. But I think that's why you sign up for one of these roles, right? So you can do something different and don't have to play this weirdo character.
I mean, that's true. Maybe he was looking to stretch his wings as an actor. and go, but I can play serious as well. We owe a lot of our comedic performance to Jon Lovitz, I'm realizing. Like, the way you and I talk is very much Jon Lovitz. We just enunciate to the back.
We're very theatrical. I caught myself doing that in the Pubes in Heaven episode a lot. Just extending everything.
Talking with my hand a lot like I'm a pepperoni salami.
But he does get to say things like Clearance Protocol Medusa 1.
Wow, that's really good. Yeah. And do you have the serum? He says that a lot. Yeah. Where's the serum?
A lot of serum talk.
Yeah, and it took me till the end of the movie to realize serum is not spelled S-Y-R-U-M. That's how I was spelling serum in my notes, and they kept going like, are you sure you don't mean syrup? And I went, do I mean syrup? I don't know.
Your brain wanted to go to syrup, and you can't do anything about it. I'm pretty sure I almost did the same thing, but I thought better of it, of course.
Well, I mean, you're a much more cultured man than I, so what can I say? I was educated in the school of hard knocks with a bunch of pepperoni salamis, you know?
Yeah, but they're the meat of the matter.
They certainly are, yes. This movie takes place in Sicily and Malta, which are used interchangeably, even though they are like a 7-hour drive from each other. Like the way that they treat these two places is if like, you just hop on your bike and you're in Malta all of a sudden. It's like, no. Even the ferry ride from Sicily to Malta is 2 hours long. So people just jet setting back and forth. It's wild. Big stretches of travel in between that we don't get to see.
Maybe they got speedboats, like high-powered, like jet-fueled speedboats that like take 30 minutes.
Well, if you're drunk Steven Bauer, maybe you do have that.
Yeah, and you can't show that on film if you're like a Christian movie, right?
You can't even show David A.R. White drinking in a movie where he's supposed to play like a drunk.
Well, no, but he really is playing quite the ne'er-do-well in this Christian movie at the beginning. He is drunk. He doesn't go to church.
I mean, he's trying. This is not David's strong suit again. David, much like if we saw Jon Lovitz in an action movie kicking ass, I would go, well, that looks silly and out of place. Same with David A.R. White, where when he's trying to be like gruff and like, oh, this guy's having a rough time, it just means like tired. Like, that's how he plays that character. Just like, oh, you're for a boat tour? It's like, you're supposed to be a drunk loser, dude. Like, that's how everyone treats you and talks about you.
Yeah, you really got to give it up to the Clooneys of the world and, like, the other old white men who play these roles that, like, you really believe they're a piece of crap drunk. And they can hold their liquor. I guess it's probably easier to picture because you do see them drink.
Yes, and I think a big part of acting like when you're acting like a rundown degenerate like David A.R. White is trying to act, a lot of it comes through in the voice. Like Jeff Fahey has a voice where I go like, you have done dark things in your life, and like, you don't need your character to tell me that. I can just tell based on your voice and your performance. David is none of that. At the end of the movie, when they get their new identities and his name on his ID isn't Dan Marshall, I was blown away by that. I thought for sure he was just going to become a wacky news anchor after this movie, but
they should have tied this into Malibu Dan, the Family Man, for sure. They have the same last name. Just make the first name Dan.
Yeah, it killed me when she was like, "Here's your new passport. What do you think of the name Ken Marshall?" And I was like, "That's 2 letters different from Dan. Just make it Dan Marshall." Nope.
Like, you don't have a very strong PA that comes into the room and says, "Hey, make it Dan Marshall."
Yeah, or
the Twitter freaks will go crazy.
Either make it Dan Marshall or make it John Smith. Like, don't make it Ken Marshall. Don't split the difference. That's not good.
Yeah, being so close to Dan Marshall drove me insane, like I've never felt before, and I had a terrible sleep because of it.
Oh no.
And I'm glad you were on the same wavelength, though.
The only thing that could have saved that scene is if she went, what do you think of the name Ken Watanabe? And he was like, arigato for these new passports. I love it.
What do you think about this movie, but Jeff Fahey plays the main role, and then David A.R. White is the Reverend?
Jeff Fahey plays the main role. David A.R. White plays the fat best friend who runs the singles night and is a great shot with a shotgun.
Okay.
I would change
so
that. Even lower. Well, he's a comedic relief. The priest, the Reverend isn't really comedic relief. So you need someone older. Maybe
what is his name? Gumby?
Rev Gumby, I think is his name. Yeah. Are you Rev Gumby? Yes, I am, child. Thank you for finding me here. God bless you.
Yeah, if Jeff Fahey actually wanted to be a leading man again, I think he would have taken it.
If Jeff Fahey wanted to be a leading man again, I would fund all of those movies to get Jeff Fahey onto the silver screen again and back. Where was his Michael Madsen revival, Hollywood? You wasted it on Michael Madsen. Sure, The Wrestler was fine, but what about Jeff Fahey? Doesn't he deserve another chance in the spotlight, the actual spotlight, not heaven's spotlight? Who cares, ultimately?
I would sell Haiti herself in order to get Jeff Fahey as a leading man again.
Oh, yeah, me too, man. I would call up President Wyclef Jean and go, look, Prez. And you go, oh, sorry, you're trying to get to Praz? Wrong number. And he would hang up on me. And I go, well, that's the end of that.
You wouldn't try again?
No, because he was right. I was trying to get to Praz. I wasn't trying to get to Wyclef.
Were you just waiting for a reference or a scene that showed that David A.R. White was like a cop or like a army person in his previous life? I felt like that was going to be obvious.
Like a flashback, you mean? Because they do establish that he's an ex-Chicago police officer in this movie quite thoroughly.
Yeah, just like before that happened, it seemed like that was going to happen for sure. Like, it's no way this guy was like a taxes person or like a sports announcer or anything.
Right, yeah. He's not playing Bob Costas on the beautiful island of Malta.
Like when he's like just super drunk and like heading home and this thing is heading towards an action flick, I was like, yeah, they're going to make him a cop. Mm-hmm. And then the next scene, you see a picture of him as a cop in his previous life.
Yeah, and I agree. Yeah, it would have been nice to see like a flashback of him just like gunning down an unarmed civilian and just being like, what have I done? I have to leave the force. I'm a monster.
Cops rule.
Oh, the thin blue line, respect it or die. Hey,
his wife's dead.
His wife's, yeah. When I say Love on the Rock, what do you think about?
Dead wife.
See, I think about a singles night where people go up and they share their heartbreaking stories with each other and they try to one-up each other with their real-life tragedies. It's so fun.
Yeah, let's pull out your darkest, terriblest things that's happened to you at midnight.
Yeah. Like, I love that the guy's like, hey, we're famous for our Broken Hearts Club here. It's like, are you? Is this all it is? Just a bunch of sexy white people get together and kibitz about, like, they're all a bunch of expats just kibitzing about, like, I got stood up at the altar. Well, I got stood up at the altar twice. It's like, yeah, you told us last month. There's only 10 of us in this club.
And you gotta assume it's every night, right? Like that these people are coming here and coming here every year, maybe.
It's certainly every night for David A.R. White's character.
Oh, yeah.
Dan Marshall.
He loves telling this story secretly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have written down like, oh, fun, real sexy story about your wife dying of lymphoma. I hope you get laid, David.
They should have had a scene with him getting laid. That's also like a premier situation to have to one of these drunken, crappy old men.
Or like at least have him getting a beach on his boat. Like, just have, like...
I think that's worse.
Have a face buried in his lap.
Woman to bed?
No, he's like, no. Like, he leaves with a woman, and then they go back to his boat, and then when the guy... there's, like, a guy who interrupts them, and her face is just fully in his lap, and David's got his hands behind his head, and his eyes closed. And he goes, oh...
Yeah, that's way better.
This feels so good, because we're not married. Oh...
It's way better than having like a shadowy scene of them like going into bed together with some like jazz music and candles.
No, I want like a brown bunny. I want her to just like just gallop down on that hog of his.
A brown bunny?
Isn't that movie where that girl, like, there's a real blowjob in the movie? Isn't that, like, I thought that's what that movie was called. Maybe not.
I've never heard of such things.
Maybe I'll look it up. Hang on.
I'm holy and I have a cushy spine, so I don't really get into these types of things.
Well, fair enough. That's why you'll never be the star of a Pureflix original. But you might get shot in Beckman too, because we're angling. That's 2022. We're getting shot in Beckman too. I haven't found a way to make that rhyme very well yet, because you're just rhyming the same words with each other, so it sounds clunky and dumb. But Beckman 2, 2022. We're getting shot. 2 bullets, one for you, one for I.
That's cool.
Yeah. David liked my tweet.
I'm excited.
So I'm just going to keep tweeting at him. Put it out there. The secret, bury those pine cones.
I'm going to pray about it.
Hey, what did you think of the Russian assassin woman that's in this movie?
Yeah,
like
she's a mumbler, and I am too, but so we connect on that level. But her hair is weird, her voice is weird, everything she says, I feel like the bad guys in this movie come off a little too Home Alone-ish.
Yeah, especially drunk Steven Bauer, just like screaming so much his voice is cracking, and you're just like, hey, someone tell him to like rein it in a little bit.
And there's some beautiful cinematography in this movie.
Oh.
But for some reason, when they show the bad guys in their like cheap spy gear, it's not good. It's just like the lighting's off. It looks very cheap, kind of.
Yeah, the second unit director didn't seem to care as much about how the bad guys were portrayed. Certainly, I will say this about the villains in this movie. They love David A.R. White. Like, that is one of the things I like about this movie is, and knowing that it was written by Tommy Blaze, it all makes sense because everyone is very complimentary to David, telling him like how handsome he is and what a cool guy he is. And like at one point, one of the female villains is like, you're driving the coolest car on the island. And like just all these little moments of people praising this character for no reason. I go like, Tommy Blaze, you love your best friend, David Ayer White. And I wish you were at that Super Bowl party, but
we're sorry we missed you at Super Bowl 58. But what can you do, right?
What can you do? He was probably watching it with his family. So can't be a David Ayer White's boys' night party. He's got a family he's got to think of.
Yeah, he truly does. He's still married?
Yeah, Tommy Blaze, you bet he is.
Burn?
Gotcha. Burn?
On David A.R. White, because
yeah,
he's divorced.
That's very good, yeah. Very ungodly of him. Not enough criminals saying peace be with you in this movie. I noticed that. All the criminals say stuff, but none of them say peace be with you, and I was very disappointed by that.
Were you expecting that?
I was expecting some religious one-liners, and we do get, like, Jeff Fahey does have a religious one-liner at the end of this movie that I wrote down and went, that's awesome. More of that in all your movies, please, because that's awesome. But we'll get to that.
I agree. There needs to be more Bible. There needs to be more Christian one-liners shoved into your face that really relate to the content that's happening on screen.
Yeah, for sure.
Give us some action stuff.
Yeah, get a guy to chew a cigar and then say something cool through it, but well, they're figuring it out. There's one really great one in this movie. It doesn't make any sense, but it is cool when he says it, even though in hindsight it doesn't make any sense. But we'll get to that.
And talk about burning bushes more.
Oh yeah, say peace be with you and your burning bush. I really like this. So essentially, some guy steals like a serum from drunk Steven Bauer, and then like he escapes from Sicily and makes it over to Malta, where he like breaks onto David Ayer White's boat and leaves the serum in there to hide it, and then he gets away. Luckily, David Ayer White is an ex-Chicago cop, and he's like the perfect person to give it to. Otherwise, he just would have gone to some Malta fisherman who would have been murdered by the mob. So I guess things worked out.
Yeah, but David A.R. White doesn't realize that he had the serum the whole time until like the very end of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't realize he had it either. I thought, oh, okay, it's in that fishing container. But then the Russian woman looks through it. I went, oh, I guess it's not in there then. I don't know where it ended up.
But he did have 2 fishing containers, and one of them, thankfully, went to Jeff Fahey.
Oh, Yeah, because if Jeff Fahey didn't get his hands on, like, also, okay, so the serum is in a statue of St. Paul, but how did the serum get into that statue in the first place? Why was it in a statue in Sicily, in a lab where the guy stole it from?
I don't know. I was really fixated on the fact that the man who stole the serum was named Luigi.
Yeah, and when the Russian woman catches him, she goes, Luigi. And I went, is his name Luigi? Is his name Pepperoni Salami?
Well, to my ears, of course, she might as well have said pepperoni salami, because when you say Luigi, I hear pepperoni salami. Just kidding.
Hey, mamma mia, you know?
Italians, we love you.
We love you, Italians, I guess. Well, I guess we have to. David, this Russian woman is hitting on David, and David is like, what David should have said was like, you're barking up the wrong tree, lady. We're not married, so we're never going to frick. That's what he should have said to her, but she was just throwing it at him.
Using Christian quotes or something.
Exactly, yeah. And the Lord said, quit throwing it at me. We're not married.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool tough guy stuff.
Yeah, I really needed more bad guy stuff, though. I needed some better planning, some better execution.
You needed them to not go like, give us the serum, and David going, give me 7 hours and I'll get you the serum. And they went, okay, we're not going to send anyone to track you we're just going to let you go. Goodbye. See you. Give you a 7-hour head start to escape Malta. Like, just, all right, we trust that you're coming back in 7 hours.
Yeah, this isn't a gambling debt where you can get a couple of more hours. This is a cure-all serum we're talking here.
Yeah, I was kind of like drifting. My attention was like fading a little bit during when they were explaining that. Is it a serum that cures like all diseases or something?
All of them. Every single one of them. And they don't even know whether it's good to give it to, the world.
Yeah.
At the end, you battle with that.
Oh, yeah. The idea that, like, should the world have this, like, miracle drug that's going to save every sick person and save everyone's life? Or should we let children die of lymphoma? That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Only you can make the decision, David A.R. White. Oh, okay. Maybe I will.
And the struggle with him losing his wife to lymphoma doesn't really come up the way that it should. Like, it should be a real struggle for him to either destroy this or give it away so the world has it.
Exactly.
But that's never really brought to light at all.
No, it's not. Like, at no point does he go, if my wife had this serum, she'd still be here with me in Malta, right? Like, it never brings it up when, like, that would have saved your wife, man. No, it was...
Yeah, that one line that you just provided would have made the ending a little bit more engaging. You'd get into it a little bit more.
Yeah, instead of him hanging dong on a boat being like, hey, me and the Frenchie, we're out of here. We're going to go get married and frick till the cows come home. Instead, he's like, do I have this serum? What do I do with it? Just give it to the people. Like, I don't even understand Jeff Fahey's logic of why not to give it to the people. He's just like, maybe the people aren't ready for it. Hoopst isn't ready for it, Jeff Fahey. Let me ask you that.
Well, there was the invention of fire, but you don't give it to kids.
Oh my God. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Well, this isn't fire. This isn't, like, even that doesn't make any sense. It's not a destructive thing that they have. It's a cure for all diseases. Like, this isn't like, oh, it cures diseases, but also there's a chance you'll turn into a demon if you take it. It's just, no, you just take it and then you don't have lymphoma anymore. Your rash goes away. Both ends of the spectrum there. Too bad. I don't think the world is ready for all diseases to be cured.
We love you, Jeff.
We love you,
But you
Jeff.
got to get your head on straight when it comes to curing all disease.
You've been living in virtual reality for too long, buddy. You need to step back to the real world.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's Trey Cool.
It's Trey Cool, the drummer from Green Day. That's a real man's real name.
Man, you could probably have perfect skin. Ooh-wee.
Oh, yeah, for sure you could. You could, like, the amount of things that this could potentially fix in the world. And instead they go, let people go broke in America because they can't afford their insulin. Just, Go for it. That's fine.
Maybe next year. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see who gets elected president in 2022, all right? Then we'll find out if this world is ready for this or not.
Well, I mean, luckily, there might be a sequel, so...
Really? Oh, yeah, the mid-credits scene. I forgot about that. Yeah.
They want it. They want it real bad.
I want it. I want a Beckman 2, and I want a crossover with Love on the Rock 2.
Same movie.
Oh, imagine if she was like, hey, what do you think of the name Beckman? And he, I love it.
Huh?
And then it just...
That's me.
Then some cool music plays, and then we fade out. Or he goes...
Wouldn't it be a baller move to create one sequel for 2 series? Just combine them. Yeah.
Brilliant. Why not? Why couldn't you do that?
Like, you gotta get some, airtime for that. The news is gonna be all up on your junk.
This is a sequel for 2 different movies. Yeah, correct. Yeah, it's called Spider-Man Enter the whatever it's called. No Way From the Home. Get in there.
Did you see it?
It's like a sequel to 3 movies.
But same franchise, so not as groundbreaking as this would be.
Absolutely. And also not a sequel to 2 movies. A sequel to 3 movies. So that's not what we're here to discuss. We're discussing just 2 movies. Reel it in a bit. Too ambitious.
Smart.
The biggest
Very
movie.
Smart.
The biggest movie in the world right now? Too ambitious. That's what I'm saying.
Stop seeing it.
I don't know. I got to talk about the agents in this movie for a second. Jon Lovitz is like works for the CIA or something. And his agents are like, again, just bumbling goofballs in this movie. And dumb. Just dumb people trying to intimidate and interrogate David Ayer White. And he's just like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't think they really nailed down what department of government Jon Lovitz is from at all.
At the end of the movie, the woman says, there'll always be other agencies.
Yeah,
go,
I guess.
All right.
Sure.
Sure. An infinite amount of agencies. Why not?
It also seems like he's kind of on the fringes, doing some dark matter type stuff. Some illegal stuff.
For sure, yeah. Like showing off his little toesies in bed. Ugh.
Yeah, his diamond rings.
Mr. Santini was in trouble. Oh, what kind of trouble? Oh, so he mentioned the trouble to you? No, I asked you what kind of trouble he was in. Clearly he didn't mention it to me, otherwise I wouldn't ask. Dumb.
Oh, he mentioned the trouble.
Oh, he was in trouble. Tell us about the accident. Yeah. What accident? The murder of Luigi. Oh, that guy from Sicily? Oh, so you do know about the accident. No, I know who Luigi is, I guess. I don't know.
Why do we keep going in circles? Let's get to it.
The fact that the one agent goes like, oh, so you do know about the accident. It's a gotcha moment. Like, oh, you're cornered now, David Ayer White. How are you going to talk your way out of this one? No, not the accident. Just a guy. Oh, crap. Yeah, he got us.
Well, David Ayer White just has to be himself. He's just getting by.
Oh, yeah. He's just trying to get laid, man. His wife has been in the cold in the ground for 10 plus years, and he's just trying to get some Malta tail,
Yeah, Josie is a heck of a snatch.
Well, I'm going to censor that. That's gross. What a despicable way to ever talk about a woman. A heck of a.
When I said snatch?
No, a heck of a.
Yeah, bleep that part.
I will. Yeah, you're going to regret saying that for sure when this episode comes out.
I did pause for a second thinking if I should say it, and sometimes snatch is the answer.
Did you pause before you said, the thumb would convince me of God's existence?
I like how they're bringing in science to Christianity, and Josie is just the European to do it.
Oh, I love that she quotes Sir Isaac Newton.
It really shows how grounded she is as a character.
Oh, yeah, she's a real person. Who doesn't walk around quoting Sir Isaac Newton? I mean, I do when I say, ow, an apple fell on my head. And that's it. That's the only time I ever quote him.
And they're on a date, but she's spying on him.
Bro, I had a terrible date once where I didn't impress my date because I didn't know what kind of clouds we were looking at. She's like, what kind of clouds are those? And I was like, I don't know. Cumulus. She's like, no. And then she quoted some Shakespeare to me, and I was like, I don't know what that is. She was like, that's Shakespeare. I was like, okay, fine. This girl was way too bougie for me, I guess.
That's crazy. So she knew what kind of clouds they were?
I mean, she acted like it. She could have said anything because I didn't know the answer. And here's the thing.
And then
the date was going great. The date was going great up to that point. Like it was all going well. And then I didn't know what kind of clouds they were. And the whole thing flipped. It all turned and started going south.
That seems like such a weird fulcrum for a date to like be on one pivot point on your way up and then boom, right down.
Yeah. Oh, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't know basic science.
I don't know what clouds they are. Sorry.
Cumulus, Cirrus. I don't know. That's all I know.
Let's F. Maybe I got a magic D.
Yeah, maybe I got a big cloud in my pants.
Or a medium one that you desire.
Whatever kind of cloud you're looking for. I can mold it, whatever. Give me 5 minutes to fluff. I can make it a cloud, whatever you want it to be.
I'm going to mold it.
Hey, I'm going to mold it, all right? What do you think about
crazy kids?
What do you think about this line to indicate that you want to kiss someone? Do you have faith that God has a purpose for you? And then move in for the kiss. Beautiful.
Ugh, no. I don't think in real life if I was on a date and somebody did that to me, I would probably move away.
What if you were on a date with a woman who is being paid to be interested in you?
A woman? No.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Not kissing.
But what if she said, do you have faith that God has a purpose for you? And then like the chemistry was just right in that moment. She's being paid to be there. You don't know that. You think she's falling in love with you. You think this is her way of flirting, talking about God and St. Paul and the thumb. You just want to get it in.
How much is she getting paid? Is it hourly? And is it crypto or real money?
I don't know how much she's getting paid. You'll have to call Jon Lovitz to find out how much she was being paid to be on this date.
It's probably crypto. Everybody in government pays with crypto now.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait till a Pureflix crypto movie comes out.
Oh, it's got to be in the works, right?
Oh,
by
man.
us?
We got to start tweeting David Ayer White about like Pureflix NFTs. We need they need to mint some NFTs of like saints and just like get that Jesus NFT going and just really make some cash off these religious folk.
Yeah, we should get like potatoes that look like Christ and NFT them.
That's a great call, yeah. Or just like get real pictures. Get the Shroud of Turin, turn into an NFT so that nobody owns the Shroud of Turin except some guy named Ken Marshall out of Cincinnati.
Or like a potato that looks like SpongeBob.
Yeah, sure. So our NFT is all potato based?
As far as I envision it, you can bring any NFTs you want to the table, but I think we should get potatoes that look like Wayne Gretzky.
Just that. Just potatoes that look like Wayne Gretzky, nothing else. D2 the Mighty Ducks 2, Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, he's in the locker room and he's congratulating them Ducks.
Yeah.
Big teeth.
Oh, yeah. Big teeth and big eyes, if we're talking potatoes.
Well, Wayne Gretzky, to see the ice the way he did, you gotta have big eyes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Big eyes for that big ice,
Crack another one.
Hey, what do you think of all the fighting in this movie?
It was perfect.
Oh, see, I disagree. I was very let down by all the fighting. Beckman set a high bar, and I thought that this movie did not come anywhere close to it. I guess it's not what they were going for with it, but still the action was very lackluster.
I think the problem with the fight scenes is that they're in Malta, and it's very sweaty. So when you're moving your arms and there's a bunch of sweat between your pit, you think you're punching faster, but you're actually just going very slowly.
You're actually just developing a rash.
Yeah, it's like you're punching in yogurt.
Oh, yum. Don't tell me about my dreams. Ugh.
Yeah, it feels like you're punching through yogurt when you're in Malta.
You know what it won't stop you from doing? Kicking a woman in the stomach as hard as you can if you're David Ayer White.
Yeah, first fight scene is with a woman, right?
Yeah, first fight scene for
For
him.
David.
Yeah, for David. Yeah, there's some action earlier, but he's not involved with it until he kicks a woman in the stomach as hard as he can and goes, "Well, let that be a lesson to you. Next time I say plan B, we go with plan B, all right?"
It was my proudest moment of David A.R. White's career, I think, is when he punches a woman.
Well, he doesn't actually punch. I was watching for that because there's nothing funnier than than a man punching a woman in a movie. Very funny. Didn't get it in this one, though. Got some kicks, got some choking, no punching, though.
I'm surprised David A.R. White didn't go, like, right for the crotch shot. Like, being a cop and all.
That he just didn't, like, just kick her in the pelvis.
Yeah. Big boot kick.
That's right. Say goodbye to your hymen. And then he just hoots her.
Or you would say, like, a Bible verse or something.
Right, yeah, you'd go, and the Lord said in Corinthians, say goodbye to your hymen. And then he kicks her as hard as he can.
Is that in Corinthians? I gotta read Corinthians again.
Yeah, I think it's Corinthians book 6, chapter 9, something like that.
Be nut.
Be not afraid. I really love that the description of angels is that they're horrible monsters in the Bible, just the most terrifying things imaginable, and then they show up to like uneducated goofballs living in the country, and the first thing they say is, be not afraid. It's like, you're the scariest thing I could imagine. What are you talking about?
That makes a lot of sense. They weren't really concerned about looks back then.
No, they were more concerned about being afraid.
And flying.
Yeah, of course. Oh my God, could you even imagine? Oh, get that chariot out of the sky.
Okay, I have a question for you, and I don't know if you caught this, but who is Giancarlo?
Giancarlo is the restaurant owner.
Pepperoni Salami.
Mr. Pepperoni Salami himself, a.k.a. Giancarlo, is the restaurant or the hotel owner. No, he is the restaurant owner at the restaurant/bar that David A.R. White provides fish for.
Oh, Giancarlo, because he's in a multitude of scenes throughout the movie that don't really need to be there. He gets beat up.
Yeah, really bad. Like the worst. Yeah. He gets the worst out of anyone in the movie. Like David A. White gets stabbed in the right arm, and he's swinging his arm around like it's nothing. Giancarlo gets the absolute piss beaten out of him, and he's just like a restaurant owner who isn't even like involved in any of this. Like, he has nothing to do with it, and he just gets beaten up so bad.
Poor Giancarlo.
Oh,
when you put his story into context, it's very funny.
He's a restaurateur who knows an expat named David A.R. White, and then one day a bunch of Russian dudes in black t-shirts show up and beat the hell out of him, and then drag him over to Sicily where they beat him up more.
Yeah, they kidnap him. They torture him.
Yeah.
He's all bloody at the end of this thing. And nobody else has a scratch on him. Even the one that presumably died by getting hit by a car looks fine.
Yeah. Oh, the Russian lady who gets gently hit by a car and then is just dead.
Yeah, if you got hit by a car that hard, you would slam on the hood and say, hey, what the hell? And then just walk away.
You would have time to you would have time to move if the car hit you that fast. You'd have time to go, oh, hold on. Oh, I'm being hit by a car. And then you jump out of the way.
Thank goodness for the speed limit. You would both mouth to each other. You can't hear each other because one's in a car. But you both say those words and then you move on with your lives.
Well, one of them's in a car and he's blasting That's Amore. So you can't even really hear. Everywhere you go in Italy, someone's playing That's Amore. And it's beautiful. Bells. What if the moon hit my eye like something?
Big pizza.
Oh, a big piece of pie.
Yeah, pizza pie.
Hey, pepperoni salami. Beautiful. This guy's eating pizza on the podcast. Isn't that wild? It's not even Papa John's. How dare you even bring that garbage to us?
No, I had to do it in the oven, baby.
Yuck. Why do they make David A.R. White the guardian of this drug?
I don't know. It's because he's white. He's in Malta.
Yes.
And he has a dead wife. That's probably it.
He's white. He's an expat living in Malta. And he has the friggin' balls to go, this is our island, not theirs. We're going to take it back from these gangsters. And I go, it's not yours. Like, you're just some guy. You're some guy from Chicago. What are you talking about?
Dude, you've been here a month. You gotta stop saying this.
Yeah, bro, you put your hair in Stevie Wonder hotter than July braids. That's great. We're glad you're getting into the feel of things, the island life, but go home.
And the proof that he is a man of this island is that he gets everybody to help him with the bad guys.
Yeah, all the pepperoni salami show up. Yeah, all the pepperoni salami show up. They beat up all of the gangsters, including just like other gangsters who we've never really met before, who they just like are beating up, and you go, okay, that's fine.
That's okay. We're fine with this, and let's move on.
Like it's very reminiscent of speaking of Spider-Man, it's very reminiscent of that scene in like the first Spider-Man movie where they're like, all the New Yorkers are throwing garbage at the bad guy, and they're like, hey, you messed with one of us, you messed with all of us. That's all I could think watching this. Hey, you mess with one pepperoni salami, you mess with the whole tube.
Yeah, it's very 1980s Brooklyn type feel.
For sure it is, yeah, because a bunch of toothless Italians out there just roughing up people on the street who are dressed nicer than them.
Yeah. Cooking basil a lot and making pizza.
Making that gravy.
Oh, yeah, that sauce.
I love that. I love that Jeff Fahey, when they're talking about giving David Ayer White the serum to keep for some reason, instead of just giving it to science, whatever, it's fine. But Jeff
or
Fahey,
someone else, just give it to someone else at least. Yeah. And let them give it to science.
Also, there's three of us. Like, there's me. It's me, David Ayer White, you, Jeff Fahey, and this French woman, Josie. Why am I the one who has to do all this stuff? Like, why can't we make the decision together? Why do I have to be? Because it ended up in my boat? Well, it doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things, so...
Malta is not a democracy.
No.
David Ayer White is the leader, and that's that.
I love that Jeff Fahey goes, oh, this wasn't in my life 10 minutes before the devil herself showed up, and she was scary. And all I could think was, oh, that woman was gently hit by a car and killed like 10 minutes ago. So don't worry, the devil's dead. She got gently run over by a Fiat. Oh well.
It's done, over with. No need to worry.
Did you like that cool scene where David was walking down the street and that guy gave him a gun and he just like cocked it and kept walking?
Beautiful gun work at the end, I thought, overall.
Oh, yeah. Or when he invades the bad guy's compound and just finds a shotgun sitting on a shelf and goes, well, that's convenient. Yeah.
He's calling it out. He's calling out the script, I feel. And Tommy Blaze is like, you better not say anything else.
Hey, Royal Beverly's rule number 4. You better not say anything else.
Snitches get ditches. Well, according to Jeff Fahey.
Of course, yeah. So, speaking of Jeff Fahey, he gets the one cool guy moment in this. For some reason, he shows up to confront drunk Steven Bauer. Like, Steven Bauer is a Frank D'Angelo... like classic. He's in Real Gangsters, and he's great in that movie. But in this movie, a lot of time has passed, and I feel like Steven Bauer's life has not been going in a good direction. He's slurring like a drunk. He's got mushy drunk mouth. I'm worried about Steven Bauer. He's just not looking great. If you watch some of Frank D'Angelo's movies and you see Margot Kidder, her mouth is doing the same thing that Steven Bauer's is doing right near the end of her life. And I'm just worried about old Steven Bauer. I just hope we don't get, him at the Oscars in an obituary. That's all.
He's getting up there in age. I don't have this history with him, but he's looking a little rough. I feel like as long as he has silk shirts and slacks, he'll be all right. He'll find a way to survive until he dies.
I'm not sure you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's the dude.
No, that's Jon Lovitz.
No, he's the evil guy.
Yeah, that's Jon Lovitz.
I know who Jon Lovitz is. I hugged Jon Lovitz once in a theater.
Did you?
No.
Oh.
I can't back that up.
Oh, okay. Jeff Fahey does get the cool guy moment, though, when he shows up to confront Steven Bauer, and he goes, are you looking for this? The serum. The serum is called GN13. And literally it's only called that for this line where he goes, oh, this is called GN13. Well, I prefer Genesis 1-3. And the Lord said, let there be light. And he throws this vial into the air and then pulls a shotgun out of his jacket and shoots the vial and makes it explode. But then we find out that that's just a dummy vial. That was just like a prank by him. Like he wasn't...
He had a spare vial lying around and was able to use that.
Like, knew that it wasn't so why do all of that then? Because then 2 seconds later, David and Josie show up. Why do all that other stuff?
Yeah, you could just not have it. I don't know, for fun, and so you can say that line.
Yeah.
He's on Malta as a reverend, working on a salt farm. I'm pretty sure he's just doing everything for fun nowadays, and that's including shooting a vial of nothing in the air.
All I want to do is live on Malta and work at a salt farm. You know, that's my dream come true.
Right?
Yeah. Does seem that Malta seems like a really nice place. I got to give him that. Looks like a beautiful place.
Yeah, a little physical work during the day. Clean up the salt and bag her up and vance it. And
hey, and like if you're Jeff Fahey, you're your own boss, so you can wrap it up whenever you want.
How about Malta's own Baker Vance Salt? Not connected with the movie.
Hey, we're in pepperoni salami. We don't have to worry about American movie laws coming to get us. We can call anything we want over there.
And we're not referencing the movie, maybe, even though there's a golf club on the label.
Yeah, of course. And there's a there's a ghost man on the label as well, holding a golf club.
Yeah, and you can't see through the ghost man.
Nope.
So it might be Baker Vance from the movie, but it might not.
But you can see through his girlfriend. She's right there. You can read the words right through her.
Likeness is only in your mind.
Likeness is in the eye of the beholder.
We got to put that on.
Oh,
the
yeah.
label.
A likeness is in the eye of the beholder. Absolutely.
Maybe we imprint it into the glass so it's permanent.
What if we call it Robert Redford Presents Malta's Own Bagger Vance?
I would prefer if the Robert Redford part is really small, but I'm in for it.
Okay, all right. Cool. Well, then look for that soon on our shop. You can buy
Never.
Malta Salta. Malta Salta.
Malta Salta!
Hey, Malta Salta! Molto bene! You know, Portobello! My wife and I have been watching a lot of like Food Network lately, and nothing tickles me more than when people are cooking and they go, oh, I gotta put a little bit of the mozzarella in there. I go, you friggin' loser. Although, she made a delicious biscotti the other day. We've been eating biscotti in our house. It's been, molto bene. Oh, mamma mia, delicious.
Man, you're living that pepperoni salami lifestyle.
I'm just waiting on my Brahma bull necklace. Gotta get that horn, baby.
Oh, Bromley. Yeah, his name is Bromley.
Yeah, Bromley. Who's named Bromley?
The Love on the Rock guy that has a bunch of people who also know where guns are.
Oh, Bromley. Yeah, that guy's also in Beckman.
Yeah. I don't think I needed to physically, describe him because Bromley pretty much lays it out.
Yeah, for sure. Once you said he's the guy with guns, it's like, I know Bromley. I know a Bromley when I see one. I can smell
curly-headed.
Yeah, he's something where it counts, you know?
Curly-headed where it counts.
Oh, yeah. So then, I don't know, some stuff happens. There's like a double crosses. The Russian woman comes back from the dead and then captures drunk Steven Bauer and then just lets everyone else leave. And that's all's well that ends well.
Does nobody get murdered in that last scene?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nobody gets killed.
Giancarlo's really roughed up. He's been through it.
He's been through the ringer. Not even the villain gets like hurt at all. Steven Bauer leaves the movie without a scratch on him.
Slap on the wrist.
Poor Giancarlo just will never talk right again because 3 of his teeth got knocked out and his tongue is frigged up and his jaw got broken. But, you know, it's fine. David Ayer White's going to keep this serum that cures all diseases, so don't worry about it.
You know who's the only one who got hurt is Luigi. He got murdered by the Russian woman who gets off scot-free. And nothing happens with Luigi.
Yeah, he is the only death in this movie. Damn, even Beckman had him just like straight up murdering people.
Yeah. At least call him Mario.
Man, as soon as we're done here, I'm definitely gonna go watch the apartment fight in Beckman again, where he's like fighting with a pan. God, that movie was good. Oh, Beckman, we love you.
They needed the action of that in this.
Yeah, I mean, I get why it's not, because this is just a generic action movie, and Beckman was very much like in the style of a John Wick or something like that. This movie was just like, we need a 90-minute action movie. Here it is. Tommy Blaze, can you write something like that? And he was like, I already got something in the tank. So it worked out great.
Place it somewhere warm and I'm in.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, what a fun vacation Tommy Blaze must have had.
Oh, yeah. He probably had the best vacation.
Yeah, well.
Out of all of them. Didn't have to go on screen. He was definitely in a seat.
Didn't even have to show up on set. He just like got to go on a Malta vacation. And they go, we need you on Monday. And he was like, maybe I'll be there. I don't know.
I'm in bed.
At the end of this movie, hey, much like Jon Lovitz, I'm in bed. And speaking of Jon Lovitz, the end of this movie, David Airwhite and Josie ride off into the sunset in a little like inflatable dinghy that he's like, hey, let's take a boat ride up north. Like, how far? Your other boat was a much better choice, David. It had a cabin and like a roof on it. This is like an inflatable dinghy. You're not going to get very far with this, but what do I know?
Maybe they stole it.
But we find out that, there might be a Love on the Rock too, because old Jon Lovitz is there watching them from a satellite or whatever, going like, keep an eye on them. I want them tracked wherever they go. That serum is mine. What did you think of 2021's Love on the Rock?
Adam, I've been praying for you after I watched this movie, and I've been praying for David Airwhite, and I feel like this one's right down the middle for me. Didn't hit it out of the park, but it was quite enjoyable. And I want him to keep making destination action films like his hero Adam Sandler.
Of course, I agree with you 100%. And that, like, as a movie, it was fine. It was a C+. But as a taste of what the future of Pureflix entertainment is going to be, it was an A++ in my book. If we get more vacation movies with David Airwhite and the boys, I mean, that's perfect to me.
Yeah, we can't wait for more. David Airwhite, give it to us.
Give it to us, Daddy White. Just give it to us, all right? Give it to us and shoot us in Beckman too.
Shoot us.
In fact, right before I get shot in Beckman 2, I want to yell, I'm going to shoot! And then I want to be killed by Beckman, maybe.
I'm going to have a sign about Dolby. I haven't figured out what it is. But that's probably what's going to get us into Beckman 2.
We got to show them that we're serious. We got to show them that we're committed to the cause. And by protesting Dolby in theaters, that's how we're going to do it.
Yeah. I want more Dolby.
I want less. It's the tool of the devil.
I think you want less so much that you actually want more.
Right. I want it to go all the way around. I want the dial to go to 0 and then click to 100 on the other end.
Dolby is the perfect circle.
Beautiful. I love you.
That's my sign.
Well, I love you.
I love you.
We love you. Dolby is a perfect
circle. Love you.
The P, the U, the R, the E, the B, the O, the Y, the S, it's Pure Boys. Hold up, it's Pure Boys.
Yeah, I got 2 throats.
The P, the U, the R, the E, the B, the O, the Y, the S, it's Pure Boys. Hold up, it's Pure Boys. Say what?